You might think it's normal to live in a system where prices go up every year and your purchasing power declines. You might think that inflation is necessary for a healthy economy, but what if that's not true? What if the reason that things feel broken isn't because the system is malfunctioning, but because this is how it's designed to work? In this episode, we're going to explore two very different economic realities. The fiat paradigm built on debt, money printing, inflation, and endless growth, and the Bitcoin paradigm where the money supply is fixed, deflation is beneficial, and economic incentives are aligned for long-term prosperity. The world we live in today runs on fiat money. This means that not only can governments print money, but they have to keep the system going. The fiat economy is built on debt from the ground up. Even the very existence of a dollar or a pound or any government paper banknote is originally an IOU for a claim on gold. All of your money in the bank is also debt. When you deposit money in your bank, you are lending them the money. The bank owes the money back to you. But they now own the money. It's their property. When banks and governments want to create new money, they loan the money into existence. Whether a business or an individual is borrowing the money from a commercial bank, or whether a commercial bank is borrowing reserves from a central bank, it's all debt. If all of the debt in the world was paid back, there would be no money left in the system. It's debt all the way through, from top to bottom. But here's the catch. The debt has to be paid back with interest. And that interest means that more money needs to be added to the system to be able to pay off the debt and the interest on the debt. So how do you make the debt cheaper to pay off? You inflate the money supply. You print more money so that each unit, each dollar, is worth less. This way, the debt becomes cheaper, easier to repay, because the money that you're paying it back with has less value. Borrow, inflate, devalue, repeat. And here are the consequences. Your savings lose value, the cost of everything rises, wages can't keep up, the wealth gap widens as asset holders benefit from inflation while everyone else falls behind. It's a rigged game where spending is rewarding and saving is punished, where long-term thinking is discouraged because the money you're holding is melting in value. This is why governments and central banks say inflation is necessary, because without it, the house of cards collapses. Now let's flip the script. In the Bitcoin paradigm, when you buy Bitcoin, you actually own it. It's your property, not the bank's. You actually own a percentage of the entire Bitcoin network. The supply is fixed at 21 million coins forever. That means no money printing, no inflation, and no way to devalue the currency. In this world, money doesn't lose value over time, it gains value as technology, productivity, and efficiency improve. Prices naturally fall, and that's not a problem, it's a feature. Think about it. When companies innovate and become more efficient, it should cost less to produce goods and services. And in a sound money system like Bitcoin, those savings are passed on to consumers through lower prices. A common criticism economists have with this theory is that if prices keep falling, nobody would buy anything and the economy would collapse. But this is fiat-minded thinking. Only a fiat system requires eternal consumption and endless growth. If prices fell year after year, yes, people might slow their spending down and save more, but that's a good thing. People would be more careful about what they spend their money on, still purchasing food and clothes out of necessity, but they would stop wasting valuable money on things they don't need. Because of this, the quality of goods produced would improve. This would solve planned obsolescence, a fiat paradigm nightmare. This is deflation, and in the Bitcoin paradigm, deflation isn't feared, it's embraced. This reverses the inequality problem because everybody benefits equally from prices falling instead of only the asset-owning super rich benefiting while everybody else gets left behind. On a Bitcoin standard, your savings grow in purchasing power. Workers providing real value like teachers and nurses are properly compensated. Long-term planning is rewarded. The economy becomes based on value creation, not debt expansion. It's an economy rooted in truth, transparency, and time preference. If you're living inside the fiat system, it's incredibly difficult to understand how deflation could become a good thing, since deflation is destructive in a fiat system. If prices fall and money gets more valuable, then debt becomes harder to repay. Consumption slows and the system begins to seize up and dies. But in Bitcoin, deflation is progress. It aligns with reality, it rewards productivity, it restores trust in money and stability in the economy. If you don't get Bitcoin, it's possible you're still thinking in fiat terms. And once you make that shift to thinking in Bitcoin, it's impossible to unsee. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to like and subscribe if you found this useful. Drop a comment in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.